Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. This is Spots and Stripes. I am Mira, and I will be playing Riku today, and with me is the very wonderful.
Hello. Put down the mirror, Mira. Hello, I'm here as well. My name is Jude, Kieran, DWP. Servers. I don't know if I'm a local soundboard anymore. I am a soundboard. Am I local? I don't know. You might want to try your internet connection and give it a quick test because I might be a web exclusive, and I'm really sorry about that. But my buyers won't let me actually serve local anymore. But anyway, yes, I'm here. Hello. Hi.
And you're
Don't ever
playing.
let me talk in openings. I'll talk for 2 minutes.
And you're playing.
Oh yeah, that would be a good idea, wouldn't it? I'm playing Porridge, my little bot. The stripes to the spots coming up. They are just a little bot. That is all.
I hold them so softly. Alright.
Indeed.
We're starting our FPS today in Vilestown. Vilestown? However that's pronounced. We are starting
So,
there today. um, and to start things off, hey, Porridge, why don't you roll me a perception check?
oh, thank you. Thank you, Mira. For those of you that don't know, I told Mira what my perception was just before we started. So she knows what their perception is, and let's see how badly this goes.
Oh, hey,
Hey.
not so bad.
Oh,
It takes you a very
awful, but yeah, I think I probably know why.
you're wandering down the streets and you get I will just say you get really distracted by a lot of pretty things. What kind of things would Porridge be interested in looking at
Oh,
on the street?
porridge likes porridge likes shiny things. I will say there is a thing in Porridge's Hammer Space. They have on at least three of their fumble rolls. Like they have tin cans and wrappers and shiny things. So I just imagine it's like Porridge sees a candy wrapper or a sweet wrapper just floating in the wind, and they're just
Hmm.
like, oh, shiny, and they just follow that thing, mindless of whatever the hell's going on around them.
Oh, my heart. I'm just gonna really quickly whoops, come back here. Roll myself to just see how well this scene. Oh dear. Uh, this scene
As well.
kind of plays out, and that was a 2 plus
Oh, I forgot to roll
7,
my
which is a 9.
am.
And
Okay.
Porridge, you're chasing this rapper through the breeze as it's being tossed around, and it kind of plasters itself to the trunk of a tree. And you're going up to investigate it, and there's an ominous cracking sound above you.
Oh boy.
Look out!
Okay.
And in Toonish fashion, this this figure who had been lounging in the tree, you presume, just kind of plummets. Uh,
Oh no. Oh gosh. Okay. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what Porridge is gonna do immediately. Let me just do a very quick look at this to make sure I can do this. Where are you at? Come on, I know you're in here somewhere. They have a spell for this. I'm just trying to find the spell. Where are you at? Cool. Yep. Okay. Porridge looks up and in their startlement, they say, "Look here!" And they point one noggin up, and a strange kind of energy comes out of it. Like it's a weird kind of cone comes up underneath this person, and they have just cast levitate on you. So essentially, whatever was falling out, is now suspended there.
you
Um,
get kind of this very humorous scene of uh this boy, you realize, kind of trying to flap his arms in vain in the vain attempt to like stay not fall to stop himself from falling, and his like pinwheel arms kind of just slowly stop, and he's just kind of now just hovering in the air, blinking down at you, eyes wide.
Porridge stares back, and they just wave their nubbin at them and say,
"Hello, we are the Porridge unit. You seem to be in some distress."
Yeah, I was in distress. No one really likes falling. Could you set me down, please?
Negative.
And then I'm gonna roll an intelligence save because. All right, yeah, that's decent. They don't just drop the spell immediately and let you fall to the rest of the feet to the ground. Yeah, so you are very slowly settled down onto the ground with a thump, and you feel whatever magic was holding you up dissipate. As this creature comes up to you and says,
Are you injured?
He kind of pats himself down a little bit and then shakes his head. No, I'm okay. You really saved my skin back there. I'm not like my brothers. I keep forgetting I can't fly.
Oh, that is unfortunate. What is your name?
Oh, I'm Riku. And you said you're Porridge unit?
Negative. We are the Porridge unit.
and Porridge does like a little whoop, like a backflip in the air, and they just jingle their little arms around and said,
We are here to assist you in whatever you should need assistance with.
I have to sit here for a moment, dude, because, oh my gosh, they're so cute.
You're just a baby. Also, I'm just going to type out the username because the thing that happened did happen, and I want you to know what they're going to be called now. This idea the minute you mentioned how this is going to go, it's just like, oh, if they fall out of this tree.
Do you want to announce to our audience that will be listening to this later what username has been logged for Riku because of this?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, actually, I would just say. So basically, if Riku fell out of this tree, which I discussed a bit a little earlier, Porridge's username, like they can set strange usernames for people sometimes if they like it over their actual names. Porridge's username for Riku right now is username Fallout Dash Boy. Do with that what you will, listeners.
I am absolutely delighted by this turn of events. I am wheezing.
I'm glad you find this very funny. But I will say, yeah, Porridge is just kind of floating there, being like, yeah, they just said they're here to help, and then they kind of like their eyes kind of squint, which looks a little weird because their eyes are just big circles with four little triangles pointing to a dot in the middle, which is glowing green at the moment, and they just kind of squint at you and say,
You said you had issues with climbing and flying.
It's biological, and I can climb fine. It's the fact that the tree didn't like me up there.
Porridge just nods an affirmation.
Understandable. You are not designed for climbing or flying. You do not have the adequate claws or wings.
And Porridge is just gonna kind of like try and float around you to look at your back and see if you've got like any wings hidden anywhere.
It is very obvious that Riku does not have wings or claws. But since Porridge is kind of giving Riku an overlook, why don't you have Porridge maybe roll either investigation or medicine?
Ooh, I think I know which one I'm gonna go for this. What is? Yeah, let's go investigation. I'm gonna roll my physical dice. Don't bully me, please. Ooh, that's a 17 plus 8.
Woo!
No, that's not. Please. I mean, not dice passer, this is me being a Wally. I'm not typing this properly. Do I remember how to type? I don't know. Come on, old man
Exclamation
brain.
point. There you go.
There you go.
But yeah, with a
It's a
25.
25 in investigation.
25. Okay. You, Porridge, you're looking very closely at this boy, and you notice the fact that his hands and feet are actually a humanoid. He is a toon, but he has his hands and feet bandaged, and also that his freckles kind of are, since you got such an extremely high roll, that it's very not like the normal type of freckles. They're more raised edge, like almost, and you would kind of associate that same kind of raised edge pattern with scales. And as you kind of zoom back around to look at Riku's face, where the freckles are most visible, you notice that his eyes are slitted, like a lizard's or a cat.
Now, that is very interesting because you said scales. I'm just gonna Porridge is just gonna cycle back around. Look at this, and their eyes are gonna go from like narrow to wide, and they're just gonna.
Oh, one moment.
And you're just gonna see you're gonna see one of their eyes go blank, like the little arrows and the pupil are gonna go like dark, and then you're gonna see Porridge lift one of their nubbins up and just whoop, pop it inside of the eye and have a rummage around. And let's roll hyperspace. Oh, it's a 10. Yeah. They come back out, and on the end of their nubbin, they hold something out to you. And Riku, if you take a look, it looks like a scale of some sort. And Porridge looks at you and says,
Is this what you are?
Riku's gonna grab that, and I'm just gonna have him roll. What do you think he should roll to recognize the scale?
So that can be up to you. I would say like investigation or nature.
Okay, let me just look at his stats really quick. Nature and investigation are the same thing, so I think he's gonna go with nature. Okay, that is a 12 plus 2, 14.
14. Okay. I mean, it is quite big for what you think it should be, but it does look like it doesn't look like a lizard or a reptile scale. This kind of looks like something that's come off of an insect. In fact, with the way the patterning is, it's kind of like red and brown a little bit, with like little sheens of blue speckled in. It kind of looks like a butterfly scale, if a butterfly scale could be about the width of your palm.
Yeah, Riku kind of is just like, I feel like he's like turning it one way, turning it another, bringing it to his eye, and he goes, yeah, no, this does not look like Dad's. And like he's kind of muttering that under his breath.
Okay. If Porridge is gonna hear that, Porridge is just gonna go,
Ah, so you are not a butterfly. Understandable.
Yeah,
just nod their heads very slowly.
how big of a butterfly was this? And like Riku's just like he is now incredibly curious. His eyes have kind of gotten a lot more round. Silly kitty mode has been kind of activated just by the fact that he's like so interested and also imagining a giant butterfly. And I actually think there's like a little like thought bubble, and he's imagining this kind of giant butterfly, and then Riku himself trying to like hop on its back a little bit. But like it's all like drawn in very obvious like kid sketch. Like a kid
Yeah.
is drawing it. Like it's very childish and just huh.
So cute. I would just like to say, for the sake of like toonish hilarity, Porridge sees that thought bubble and they float over and they reach their little nubbins into the thought bubble and they like put their nubbins near the butterfly and they look Riku in the eye and just say
No, Riku.
and they kind of pull on the butterfly and it just goes until the butterfly is like twice this like 3 times the size of Riku at least.
Oh gosh, Riku just like thought bubble Riku just kind of stands there and stares like with very visibly like mouth agape, just whoa.
Actually, I just imagine that Porridge just keeps pulling the butterfly's wings until they get like and then the whole thing pops.
And like I kind of imagine like thought bubble cloud kind of like poofs into Riku's face and like makes him sneeze a tiny bit.
Oh,
It's a very kitten-like sneeze.
oh my gosh. But yeah, Porridge just does that and they nod and they say,
Yes, it was a very big butterfly. Very hard to shoot.
Sorry, could you repeat that last word?
Porridge said it was very hard to shoot.
Like Riku kind of like nods and then pauses and goes, "Wait, was it causing trouble? Did you have to fight it?"
Porridge kind of just sort of, while they're talking, Porridge is just sort of twirling a little bit in place, looking around them, not actually paying much attention to Riku now that the bubble has been popped. They're just kind of very slowly floating like towards and away them and around them in a very slow circle. And they say,
Affirmative. The threat level was at least a level 2. That could be eliminated. However, its porridge unit could not target very well. However, that's okay, because porridge's other unit friends managed to take it out.
I'm glad you have friends. Riku says this, and like he's been kind of like mildly concerned for the butterfly, but as Porridge has been speaking, he starts to smile a bit. And just gonna roll intelligence to see if I've been playing and thinking about Sammy too much. Sammy's in Toontown. He's not even here. Okay, that's an 18 plus. What is your intelligence mod, my son? Okay, plus 3. Okay, so
I will say as you're rolling that, when you say you must have had good friends, Porridge just kind of stops in front of you, and you see them just kind of like their arms and their nubbin and their tail, and they just go,
Yes, no good are very, very good third friends of porridge.
oh, I hold them so soft.
they just kind of like twirl their little arms like a noise, and their heads just starting to rotate a little in place. They are very excitable. Like their new users.
There's like Riku's just very visibly charmed by the fact that Porridge really likes their friends, and he starts thinking though about the butterfly, and he got 21 in intelligence. So I'm honestly realizing that probably should have been history. So add
Add
2 more.
modifier to that.
Yeah, so that's actually 23 that he gets, and he kind of his eyes widen up and he goes, "Was that butterfly an aberration?"
Affirmative.
Porridge just
So, do you know Detective Moria?
Are you?
And Porridge just kind of like very slowly, that the whirring has stopped as you said that, and they just very slowly press their nose, or the end of their like nubbin face, just very slowly closer and closer towards Riku, and they say,
Are you affiliated with Detective?
sorry, give me a second, I did that wrong. Let's say that again. You. They like come up close to Riku's face and they say,
Are you associated with username Head Detective?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I helped her out with one where it turned into a paper machete dragon. And like he kind of starts actually kind of steaming through the ears a tiny bit cartoonishly. Just if you want, you could roll insight.
oh, insight, what's my insight? What is my insight? Oh, it's not awful. Okay. Oh, my dice went under my computer. Let me do it again. That's a 13. Okay. 13.
Okay, a 13. You can kind of tell that this kid is kind of frustrated with the fact that it was a paper mache dragon question mark. You're not fully aware of why he's frustrated with the fact that it was a paper mache dragon, but there is something that frustrated him about that incident.
Okay. Well, Porridge is gonna kind of just lean back away from Riku's face because they did get very close in, and they're just gonna put one of their nubbins up against the side of their like little snout and just go tap 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 and go and have a little think. Let me just check something very quickly. It's only on the self. Okie dokie. They're just gonna tap 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 against their face, and then they're gonna go.
Aha! I have an idea.
What's your idea, Porridge?
And then get kind of close to you again until their nubbin face is like right next to yours, Riku, like right near your ear, and they do in a quote unquote whisper.
Would you like to learn how to fly?
You're wanting to try and teach me how to fly?
No,
And Porridge leans back again and says,
not teach. However, I have, I think, yes, I shall show you.
and I'm gonna roll another d10 because Porridge once again reaches up and pops their nubbin in their eye, has a little rummage around, you hear like a noise going on, and then they take something out again and they hold it out to you and says,
Well, if you would like to try flying, this would be, very, very good to try.
Well, I mean, I do have, and Riku is going to pull out from his own hammer space a broom. I mean, I do have this. I don't actually have wings, but I found this at a shop, and I can fly now. My brothers would be so confused.
Porridge is gonna. I'm gonna roll Arcana because Porridge is just gonna check this broom out. Let's see what's up here. Do you know this is a flying? That's another 17. That was another +8. Why don't I keep forgetting to add that? Hang on. That's another 25.
Nice.
Yeah, you know this is a flying broom, I guess. Porridge knows the deets. And I will say, as Porridge is looking at it, Riku, you notice their eye goes from green to blue, and you hear like a noise, and light seems to come out of Porridge's eye and like just travel over the length of this broom with a noise.
That makes Riku just kind of go
As they are
starry-eyed as
looking
he
over,
just kind
or
of...
with a it goes away and says,
He's like he thinks Porridge is so cool.
Oh gosh. Oh man, oh Riku, you sweet baby. But yeah, when Porridge is done with that, they're gonna say,
Ah, yes, a plan of flying. Well, that is good for flying. However, if you, with this,
and Porridge holds something out to you.
with this, you can have proper wings.
Oh man, you say proper wings, Porridge, and Riku's eyes grow wide. He's like, legit? I don't know if he would actually say that, but like he's just like, are you for real? Is this an actual item? What?
Porridge just looks back and nods their head and says,
Affirmative. It was gifted to me by, yesterday, head detective at the end of our case. You like to try?
Can I really?
Of course.
and unless you stop them, Riku, Porridge is just gonna reach forward and they're just gonna find somewhere on you to pin this thing, and like secure it on. And for people listening who don't know what is going on right now with Porridge, Porridge has pulled out something they were given at the end of the aberration investigation game they were in, which was the first one, the Butterfly Investigator game. It's really good. Go listen to it. It's called a fluttering brooch, which basically gives its wearer butterfly wings, for a minute once per long rest. So basically, you can fly for a minute with these wings.
Man, I'm just sitting here with just Riku's buzzing in my brain. So I just like he's not gonna
Enjoy
stop
it, Riku.
Porridge.
I mean, that's the thing that I was gonna say. Is Riku going to stop Porridge from doing this?
No,
Okay.
he's not. He's
Cool.
basically vibrating because he's like, what? I could fly for a bit?
Cool. Okay, so you let Porridge pin this thing on you, and Riku. Actually, you know what? Hey, Mira. Considering these are Riku's, this is gonna be Riku's wings. Do you want to describe what they come out and look like?
Yeah, alright. So to Porridge's surprise, though maybe it shouldn't be, the wings that emerge aren't actually butterfly wings. They're an iridescent turquoise green color, first of all, and they are kind of speckled with white, an undertone of white scales alongside the iridescent green, which matches his freckles. But the shape is not a butterfly, but draconic.
Neat. That's so cool. It's so cool, Mira.
And
Oh,
you just watch as Riku kind of just tilts his head and like just kind of flutters the wings, and they're twice his hand span, I think. So they're
cool.
I'm trying to remember how long he's 3 feet, so they're big for such a small little tune. And like they kind of seem to shimmer in the light, and Riku just kind of gives a few testing hops and then looks at Porridge and goes, okay, I've seen my brothers do this, okay. And he just kind of takes off running down the sidewalk, and he gets he's getting some air, and I'm just gonna roll athletics to see
I
how
have to
fast.
ask, what did you do with the broom?
I feel like he just kind of dropped it, and it's kind of gone whoop, 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 in the air.
Okay. Okay, while still doing that then, because you've just dropped your broom and run off, and Porridge is going to say,
Ah, no, yes, you've left your... Oh dear, okay.
and Porridge is just gonna. This is just gonna look very strange. But they're just gonna like hover over the broom, and as they hover over the broom starts to hover. Actually, is the broom like a is that like an item keyed to a person? Is that like a user only?
No, I don't think so. It was a Glorp's item, so I think anyone
Let's
can
say if
use
it's
it.
FPS, let's say it's not.
Yeah, it's an FPS. Let's just say Porridge can completely use it. It's fine.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anyways,
so they hover over this item.
So I rolled athletics to see how fast Riku was going,
Nice!
and that was unnatural 25. So he's going fast.
Okay. I will say the wings allow you to go 30 foot around. So you can only go as much as 30 feet when you're flying, at least.
Right.
Which is but I suppose when you're running, you're
his
still
running
pretty
speed.
fast.
Like, I was just trying to see how fast he'd be able to get and see if he could actually take off.
To actually get in the air.
Is there an actual
I don't think I can. I don't think I can even like catch up to that with either athletics or acrobatics. So I'm just going. Porridge is just on this broom, and they're just like going like trailing behind you, which it looks very strange because there's this kid running through the park with large wings outstretched, and there are people just like standing back and staring as this
Honestly,
kid just goes,
I feel like there are a few people, because Riku's not used to having wings, that they just have to dive out of the way.
You're running. Actually, you know what? As you're running down, and Porridge is like floating behind you on like there's a floating creature on top of a floating broom, just chasing after you. And from behind you, actually, you can roll a perception if you want to see if you hear this. This is just for fun.
Okay, that is my son. What is your perception? That's a +3. Okay, that's 21.
You hear this then? You just hear like a boop, 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 boop coming from behind you. And if you were to look back over your shoulder, you would see that the dongle on top of Porridge's head is just very slowly circling and letting out a red light as they're going along. And they're using prestidigitation to basically like tell people to get out the way coming through.
Oh, I love them so much. I'm really quickly trying to find in the Glorp's shop if it's listed in there, because I swear it is. I just gotta find it really quick.
If it's not, don't worry. I think from what I remember, if it's the witch's broom, I believe it goes like 60 foot around, something like that. Because I had someone play that in one of my games, and I believe it was 60 foot.
Okay.
Yeah. You're running full pelt through this park. You are knocking some people over, despite the fact that Porridge is just beeping behind you and trying to keep pace. Did you want to roll something to get in the air?
Yeah, well, I was running to see, like, with his, with the 25, that was, like, to see how fast he'd go to get enough lift.
Ah, okay.
So, I feel like a 25 is enough to actually get a lift of air. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
He is trying to do this the more traditional way instead of trusting some magic to get him up into the air. So I feel like by the time like there's been like a few people diving out of the way, there might be a wrecking ball bowling ball hitting. Woo! Okay, whoops. I just accidentally yeeted my dice while I was trying to gesture.
Let's come back.
I got it. But like it's like very much like the bowling pin like hitting all of the pin, like all of the pins getting hit by a strike.
As everything gets knocked over.
Yeah, like just as he goes through, and then he's up in the air and he kind of looks back and goes, "Oh, oops." But hey, he's flying.
I mean, Porridge has prestidigitation, so I just imagine as you go through, you just hear a strike as you go through, and just like flashing red letters go by, and STRIKE. With each wing beat, it's just like STRIKE, strike, and you lift off the ground on that point, and you're flying. You're flying, Riku.
He is! And oh my gosh, Porridge, if you can see Riku's face from low on the ground, you can see the biggest grin on his face. And there might be a little cheer that's like kind of like echoed into the sky. Just woo-hoo!
I'm just gonna roll a quick history because I need to check if Porridge remembers that they whether they said something or not. Oh, it's in that one!
Oh no!
Oh no!
What were they trying to remember?
The thing. Porridge was trying to remember if they told you it only lasts for a minute.
Oh no.
You don't remember if they told you that. I don't think they're even thinking about that. They might have even forgot themselves that it lasts for a minute. The Nat one.
Oh
They
bless.
have forgotten. Oh no, they're just sharing your joy in being able to fly, and they just shout out,
Riku, you're flying, Riku, you're
Sorry, could
flying,
you...
you're flying,
I'm flying!
and you just hear like happy little noise coming from down below. Along the sound, the shouts of, "Hey, what the hell's going on? Stop running through the park! Yeah, you guys are menaces."
Riku, I just feels like even though he feels kind of bad, he's like just so overjoyed for this. Like he's just laughing. Okay,
Oh
and I am
gosh.
gonna roll just to see if Riku would notice the magic starting to fade, and I'm just gonna do a perception check. So that was 16 plus 3, a
I'm
19.
also gonna roll a perception.
I do feel like he definitely, with a 19, notices that the wing starts to like flicker as like the energy like starts to deplete near the end of the minute, and he goes, "Oh, that's not good. Okay, where is the nearest tree?"
Do you want to roll to see how high up he got?
You know what? Yeah,
Because
let's
I
do...
can't imagine that you get wings and you're filled with youth.
Yeah, especially when you're like
Euphoria
14.
of flying that you would stay close to the ground.
You're 14.
Exactly.
You
You're a
get...
reckless teenager. You want to fly and fly high.
Okay, I'm gonna roll athletics just to see, because he's not thinking at this point. That is a 16. I feel like he's decently high up.
Yeah, at least 60 foot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
At
Oh
least.
boy.
You can see the park spread out below you, and you can see just the boundaries outside of the park where the trees suddenly cut off to where the sidewalk is. You can see the streets heading down through the many like shop fronts and storefronts. You can see that, and you climb a little bit higher, and you can start. You can't quite make it out of the distance, but you can probably make out, hey, this is probably where the residential area starts, and you think maybe you can just squint and turn your head. Is that like where Moria's office is? Just over there, maybe? I mean, it's nearby-ish to the park. And you're just there's just so much up here. And as you're looking at all that, you feel that magic start to fade.
I feel like there's a burst of Grolix and a tiny burst of swearing in Draconic as Riku kind of turns, pinwheels around, and looks for the nearest tree. And I'm going to roll perception to see if he can... Well, actually, no, I'm going to roll investigation because
Yes.
that's a 15 plus 2, 17.
Cool. I would say you find it. I mean, the tallest tree in the park still isn't like tall.
Oh yeah,
It's taller
no,
than
but
most
like
other
he's...
trees, but it's a park tree.
It's a
not-
park tree, and he's mainly just trying to get down to that tree and get to a
Probably-
branch before the wings
Yeah.
fade.
Okay. If you're doing that, roll me a dex save with disadvantage, please, because there is a funny thing about this brooch. Because you're not used to having wings. With this brooch, you get disadvantage on dex saves because you're not used to having wings.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then it's
Let's see how badly this goes. And while that's going on, I'm just going to look at what Porridge can do. Where is your
Forgot.
stuff?
Let me just really quickly recalculate that because I used the wrong bit.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, it's a 17 still. So
Yeah, 17, and then it would be a 21.
it's a disadvantage.
Yeah, so it would be 17. But yeah, I was
You got
basically
15
trying
plus
to.
2, and you.
I was trying to calculate the second roll.
Ah, right, okay.
So
Yeah,
yeah, he
so, yeah.
got a 17.
Yeah, you got a 17. You got decent enough that, like, I mean, even if you got a 17, you were still pretty high up. So you kind of tumble, like you tumble down, you shoot down like an arrow, and as you do, you can kind of hear a beeping noise again, um, from like a little distance away. Just hear like a as you crash down, and you just with a puff of leaves and like a flurry of birds coming up the top, you crash into this tree headlong head first. And you do not smack into the ground face first, which is very good. But you also do get oofed a little bit on a tree branch as the wings on your back just kind of like twitch and glimmer and glitter as they slowly from like wingtip to your back twinkle off and fade away.
Like, I'm just imagining he basically got like stomach first hanging
Yes,
onto a branch because that was his intent, honestly.
that was exactly the image in my head.
Like, just poof, all the wind knocked out of you as you're just kind of left hanging there.
He's just oof, and then it's just his legs and his arms just sort of angling in the breeze. It's a gentle breeze, and his arms and legs are just like drifting in that,
Yep.
staring at the floor.
Yep.
I should probably roll something for Porridge because they saw all this go down, and they are very concerned because oh dear, Riku crashed and
Riku crashed.
burned, and they need to find them now. What do you think I should roll?
Probably investigation, just to find which tree
Ooh.
Riku crashed into.
That's a dirty 20.
Nice. Yeah, no, with that dirty 20, I feel like Porridge is able to find him.
Yes, so Riku, as you're dangling, you just hear a beep, 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 as something comes, like, flurrying down the pathway. You can kind of see out of this tree, because again, it's decently high up enough, that you see something bright red and blue just zoom down one of the corners in the park lanes and just zip as fast as it can. With it, you could see like the little nubbin parts go from the side of it, actually behind it, and at the moment they're like rotating, like a 3-wheel rotation at the back, kind of like a propeller, as Porridge is zooming along. Before it stops with a just before your tree. And then you see Porridge look up and squint, look, and can you roll me a quick perception, please?
Oof. Okay, that was 5 plus 3.
No, you won't see it. You're too far up. You can't see it, but you can see Porridge looking. You can see Porridge's head is turning around wildly from its body, having a look around before it stops and looks up directly at you, and then you just hear that.
Isn't it, Riku? Are you injured?
I'm okay. I want to do that again. Probably not today, but that was fun. Can't believe my brothers get to do that all the time. Ugh. And like his legs are just kind of wiggling now in the air a tiny bit, and like he's kind of like transitioned from kind of dangling, I feel, to kind of just hugging the branch. Like at least with his arms. His legs are still kind of just hanging out there. He has a bit of he has a pretty good upper core strength considering his strength modifier is a plus
Yeah.
4.
I've seen your strength modifier. I've seen that. So yeah, there's no question that you're hanging on just fine. Porridge is just gonna they're just gonna say,
Evening, Riku. The porridge unit does not believe it safe for you to use the brooch again. Comments will be taken.
You could just kind of pounce where he's hanging up from the tree.
um, okay, hang on. I'm gonna do. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. Okay, give me a second. Porridge is. You're gonna see Porridge just kind of go, like underneath the tree, like up to the trunk of the tree, and you're just gonna kind of see them go dunk, 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 and tilt their head from side to side, and then they're gonna look up at you. And let me just check that I can do this because I don't want to be shooty. They're just gonna look up and say,
Evening, Riku. Please, shovel back.
and let's see. If the ultimate creature. Right, cool. That's what they're gonna do. Okay. Do you want to make a dex save for me?
All right, another deck save. Okay, that is
One more dex save.
Okay, that is a
'Cause,
14
you're-
plus 2, 16.
16. I'm actually gonna roll to hit just to see how this works. Oh no, okay, that actually won't hit because yeah, alright, cool. So you see, as Porridge calls up for you to shuffle back, you kind of like squint down and see what they're doing, and then you just kind of see the body of Porridge touch the floor. There are three nubbins, like the two that work as their arms, and the one that's their kind of their floaty tail. You just see them kind of like whir behind them again, and like before with a Porridge cast catapult on themselves and launches themselves up into the tree. And I'm gonna roll a dex save for them now because yeah, let's see how banged up you get, my dear.
Oh dear.
That's not bad. Oh damn. Okay. Damn, Porridge. That is a 19. 19 plus 2. That's a 21. A 31. Ignore the 31. It's a 21. Don't worry about that. Gosh, a 21. That would be amazing. Let's roll your D21, people. But yeah, Porridge launches themselves up at the tree with the catapult, and with a like they just kind of somehow miss every branch. It seems like they've calculated the angle perfectly to dodge every branch that would have whacked them or like scraped them. So the only things that brush past them are like twigs and leaves as they go by. It doesn't leave a scratch as they just fume themselves up, and with a book, they pop down on the branch next to you, and they look over and say,
Hello.
Hi, Porridge.
Porridge lifts up a knob and it just waves.
Riku's just hanging there at this point. Like, I feel like he's just kind of plonked his chin down on his arms, and like he's still kind of just idly swinging his legs. He's completely fine to stay up here for a bit.
Oh gosh. Porridge has rolled a medicine because you said you were fine, but Porridge needs to check, and that's an 18 total.
Yeah, with an 18, you quickly notice that there are like some twigs in his hair, a lot of leaves. There's probably a few sticks poking out from his scarf. He looks like he rolled in the dirt. I'll be real, just because that's a toon effect, probably, just from the chaos that happened by him getting into the tree. But he doesn't look hurt. He's actually like just grinning ear to ear. It looks like he had fun.
Well, oh, sorry, give me just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that. I had someone come in.
It's fine.
Right, where was he? Oh, right, yeah. So you are, what was the word? You are covered in dirt. Porridge is just the arrows that circle around their eyes. They're just gonna like focus into the pupil. Like the point of the triangle is just gonna touch the pupil as they look at you, and then they're gonna reach out a nobbin and they're just gonna bonk you on the head and cast prestidigitation. The bonk doesn't hurt. It is just like it's a firm bonk, kind of like a don't be sick. They cast prestidigitation, and with a poof, all the dirt and leaves and twigs come out of you and just gently float down to the bottom of the tree.
Riku's just kind of blink, 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 blink.
Porridge is just going to continue saying,
Hey, we, the Porridge unit, should not have allowed you to run off with a item of magic that you are not prepared to handle. So, in the future, if you wish to fly, please wait for the Porridge unit to escort you.
Riku just kind of gives them another pout and then goes, but I'm not hurt.
Forbidden. However, it is dangerous, and children should not be allowed to get hurt because of irresponsibility.
But I'm 14. I'm not a baby.
Relevant.
bonk.
You just have a sulking teenager in the tree who looks like a 6-year-old.
Porridge is just sort of floating there, very much like do not try and argue with me. Do not try and argue with me.
Riku gains another parental figure, the FPS.
Porridge has gone from baby to oh no, baby to responsible unit. How has this happened?
They're like an older sibling.
Whose baby energy is too strong?
Anyways, I think it's about time that Riku got down from this tree, so I'm gonna roll athletics again.
Go for
Oh
it.
no.
Oh. Mira.
Oh no.
What did you roll?
That was a 3 plus 7, that's a 10.
Oh, Mira.
So I feel like what happens is like he
oh,
starts
Mira,
to
buddy.
try.
I mean,
Like he tries to like slide down off the branch and then his hand slips, so he just kind of bonk, 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 thump, lands right into the pile of leaves and twigs that Porridge had just barely cleaned off of him.
gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Give
And
me
then
a
like I feel
second.
like he pops up again and is just like, I'm okay.
I'm just gonna check something. Right, can it go up and down? Okay, this is what Porridge is gonna do. Porridge is just gonna look down at you, and then they're just gonna like, you're gonna see from their vantage point, you're just gonna see the 3 nubbins move away from their body again, and then you're just gonna see them go in a circle, and Porridge is gonna cast Floating Disc, and they're just gonna like hover from the branch over to the disc, and then they're just gonna very slowly descend down, just looking at you, Riku.
Riku is unrepentant. He is grinning again.
But they will call out,
What's the name? Riku.
yeah, I thought as much, you little gremlin child. Porridge is once again going to call out,
Use the name Riku. Are you injured?
No, I'm okay. I just got a lot of sticks in my hair again.
oh my gosh. Oh gosh. That's a 5 for a medicine check.
As far as you are aware, Riku's telling the truth.
I will say, like, as Porridge slowly floats down on this disc, as it eventually sits down with a on the floor, and the of their nubbins, which were actually making up like it was making up like a weird kind of force field kind of thing of the disc. It was like a weird magical energy was being created between the nubbins as they were rotating and sparking underneath Porridge as they floated down. Um, you can yeah, they just come over to you. They float over to you, and with two of their nubbins, they just put them on either side of your face, Riku, and they just slowly rotate them in reverse circles on either side as they look at you and say,
You need to stop being so reckless.
But that takes all the fun out of it.
they squish your cheeks inwards towards your mouth so that your mouth is a pouty fish face.
You sound like my twin.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said, you sound like my twin, but with the actual fishy face.
Porridge just nods and says,
But your twin sounds like a responsible adult.
and you can hear the capital R, the capital A in the responsible adult.
He's
Um,
not an adult. He's 14 like me.
And yet he behaves like a responsible adult.
And Porridge just
You just have the
Smack.
poutiest
and once again
teenager in your pump nubbins, Porridge.
Porridge is just like nodding to themselves, very like, yes, I am doing the right thing here. I am being a responsible bot. I am making sure a child is not injured, and I'm gonna roll history. Real quick. Actually, no, it should be intelligence. It'll be an intelligence check. Let me check your intelligence. Oh, okay.
I hope that was a good roll.
That's
Oh,
so far, they're not gonna ask. Okay.
baby.
So yeah, they just nod their heads.
I just said, oh, baby.
Very baby. They are too busy being very proud of being a responsible bot unit for this clearly wayward, excitable child. They oh yeah, actually. They wouldn't remember that either. Actually, no, they would remember that. That's fine. They're just nodding, and then they take the nubbins away from your face. Your face just pops out because you're no longer fish faced, and they hover back over to where they have thrown the broom just on the floor, and they hover one of their nubbins over it, and the broom rises, and they just kind of guide it over with their nubbin hovering over the broom towards you and say,
If you feel the need to fly in the future, please use your broom, or at least allow a responsible adult to accompany you.
Riku just kind of sulkily accepts the broom. And he's just like, fine. He is very much acting like the age he is right now.
Did you say that? I will say, as you say fine, you see a little, like, you'll see something kind of weird pop up next to you. It's like, it seems to be like a square of some sort, like a white square, and in the middle is like a blue background. And then you're gonna hear a kind of noise come from somewhere. And on this blue square is there's going to be some words written on that that say achievement unlocked, flight simulator.
I feel like Riku just looks at that and then like just kind of bends over wheezing.
I'm going to roll something quickly here while you're doing that. What is your mod on that, my little one? Oh, not amazing. What's your passive perception?
His passive perception is a 13.
Okay, cool. Never mind. Don't worry about that then. Yeah, you wheeze over, and you wheeze, and Porridge just very happily floats next to you and says,
Well, did you enjoy your flying experience?
I did. I really, really did. Thank you so much, Porridge. And he is gonna unpin the scale and hand it back to Porridge.
um. So the scale, I will say, the scale wasn't what made you fly. The thing Porridge pinned to you was actually a brooch. The scale,
Oh,
they just handed over to you. They are
right.
two separate things. Yeah, sorry, I didn't
Okay,
specify that very well.
sorry. My brain decided to
That's,
link
that's,
the two.
that's no, it's alright, dude. I didn't specify very well, but yeah, if you're handing the brooch back, Porridge would just be like,
Oh, yes.
and you can roll a quick insight if you want.
Okay, that is an 11 plus. What is your insight, my son? Plus 6. Nice. 17.
Oh, damn! You definitely realise then, as Porridge seems to look at this thing and just you see the dongle that was kind of like laying parallel to the way their snout was facing suddenly shoot up, and they just shoot up a little bit, and you realise, oh, they seem to have actually forgotten you'd had that. And they just kind of reach out and like pop it back in their eye, and say,
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for returning our flight assistant.
and just give you a happy little as they kind of whiz around you a little bit.
Look, Riku is a very good bean. He's not gonna keep an item that's not his.
I know, and I hold him so softly. The thing I rolled for earlier, the intelligence, that was to see if Porridge remembered you had it.
Oh,
You're a fool. They did
baby!
not remember you had the brooch.
Oh, baby
Um,
bean!
oh man. Porridge is just gonna float around you, and as they like slow down and they're floating around you, they are gonna say,
Username Riku, do you require to eat or drink?
I'm just gonna roll a quick survival just to see if Riku is getting hungry at this point. 16 plus 3, that's a 19. I feel like he ate a little bit before going on this excursion, but like he kind of blinks at you, Porridge, and tells and goes, "Do you require any maintenance, like oil or I don't know what robots can eat."
um, as you say, actually, give me a second. You said, do you require maintenance? Do you want to roll me an insight? Oh gosh, let's see.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'd have,
6.
I would say the 15. You beat my 4. Um, yeah, you roll insight when you say, do you require maintenance? You kind of see Porridge just kind of freeze a little before their arms and their tail just kind of with a little bit, almost like they're overcompensating. Give me a moment. I'm really sorry. Someone came in again.
It's okay.
But yes, anyway, so Porridge just kind of overcompensatingly whirs their little nubbins around like ha 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 and say,
The porridge unit does not require maintenance by users that are not admins.
Well, I wasn't implying you were broken or anything. I just didn't know if you required some oil like how people eat. Cuz I don't know how robots work.
Porridge just kind of nods and says,
It's understandable. Not everybody is a technician or mechanic. But this porridge unit does not require oil. It's
With that insight, does Riku realize the fact that Porridge is struggling a bit?
Yes. Yes, you do. You look over at Porridge, and you will notice that they were quite lively earlier, and their words were coming out like pretty clear, pretty nice. But you do see now the that their nubbins, which were kind of very smoothly moving earlier, they're now just starting to like move a little more jerkily, almost like they're skipping frames, almost. And that their head is just very slightly on occasion. It's very hard to notice, but you do notice like a little twitch on occasion of their head, like jerking very, very softly from side to side to side, as they look at you. Um, and you think, yeah, you think maybe it might they might need whatever form of rest would constitute for a robot, because they're not looking exactly the same as they were before. But again, you're not a mechanic or a technician, so you don't know if this is something that you can fix or if rest will fix. But you do think that like they look like they're struggling a little bit more now.
Just Riku, kind of just holds out his arms and is like, would you like to accompany me to my hotel room? We can just rest there, and I promise I'm not gonna do anything crazy again.
Mm. You hold your arms out. You said.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of curiosity, Mira, when you hold your hands out, or your arms out, does it look like Riku is going in for a hug?
Like, he's basically kind of holding his hands out, like, kind of palms out, so it kind of can
Like
be
palms out, kind of.
yeah, like kind of interpreted as it can be a hug, but he's also offering if Porridge is too tired to fly themselves slash hover themselves, Riku can carry them.
Okay. I'm gonna roll a quick intelligence check to see what Porridge thinks about this. Okay, that is alright. 14. Alright, cool, cool, cool. Porridge kind of looks at the arms being held out to them, and it looks like they look like they're about to float forward for itself, and they go,
Oh, the porridge unit is able to sustain it's
Um,
longer than you can think. We shall be fine.
my friend said to me when I got a little sick the other day, that it's okay to accept help. Uh, People like to help, and it doesn't. Well, everyone's a burden. That's what he said, and it's okay to be a burden because it lets people bond, and no one's an island. So if you'd like, I can help. Will
mm,
you let me help? And I'm gonna roll persuasion here.
okay. Oof. I will. Oh my words! Mira! Mira, that fucking mod! That's disgusting! That's disgusting! I love it!
My disgusting, disgusting, persuasive little boy.
Disgusting! I love it. That's so
For
good.
the audience listening in to this recording, that was a 13 plus 11.
Oh my gosh, like Fletch and RV, they talk about how disgusting Camille and RV's modifier, not RV, Azumi's modifiers are, and then I see this plus 11. I'm like, oh, you dirty person, you dirty person, you join the ranks of disgusting modifiers. Go into the corner, join them. Shame, shame on you.
Though I might be changing his class because some things weren't fitting as a paladin, so that might
Hmm,
change depending on how the stats lay out with the new class. But
it's valid. Yeah, okay, but for now it's a dirty, dirty, dirty 11. That's a whole 24. Um, I will say, in response to that, so I've just got to think about what you said before. I'm trying to remember what you said. because I had a response.
Mhm.
What was it?
Riku was talking about how everyone's a burden, but it's okay because people like to help and it's a form of
Right.
bonding.
Um,
And he'd really like to help if Porridge will let him. And he's ended
okay.
that sentence with like kind of like puppy dog eyes. Still
Okay.
holding his arms out.
Okay, so firstly, I would say that definitely works, but there is something you want to get in response to this.
Hmm.
Orange is just gonna look at you, and they're gonna tilt their heads, and they're gonna look kind of confused, and they're just gonna say,
The porridge unit is not a person. They are designed to assist. They are not designed to burden.
It doesn't matter what you were designed to be. You're yourself. Um, I don't care if your personality comes from code or AI, because your character, it's. There is no other unit like you, Porridge. Even if they share your serial numbers and your same make, you are yourself.
"Give me just a second. Um, where is that? Okay. B. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Um, you see, Porridge. You see, as you keep talking, you see, Porridge's eye go from like green. It turns from green to like a light blue, and then you see the blue start to like circle around in the pupil from like light to dark, from light to dark, and and you hear like a tuk 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 noise, and then a ding, um, as whatever the hell Porridge is doing, is finished doing. Um, they look at they look at you, Riku, and say,
The only one is irrelevant. We are porridge and we are designed to assist. We are not a burden.
um, and they're just gonna go quiet.
Okay. My connection kind of glitched a little bit. Could you please restate
Okay.
that, but without Porridge's voice, really quick?
That's fine. Porridge basically said, regardless of whether they are the only one or not, they uh, they are um, they are designed to assist, and they are not a burden. They're essentially repeating what they said before, but Riku, you can see they're not going to budge from this. No matter what you say on this, like
Mm-hmm. Riku's just
Porridge believes they are not a person. They are a robot. They are designed to assist. Sorry, go ahead.
Riku's just kind of chewing on his like cheek a little bit, kind of like you know how you do when like you're actually like really thinking really hard and listening to what the person's saying and stuff, but you're also doing a really big think. He's kind of doing that.
Okay. I will say, let me see. As you're doing that, Porridge is just going to sort of look around a bit, and then they're gonna poke you like gently once in the arm and say,
Would you like to have a ride home? Escort?
I'd like an escort home. Would it be okay if I held you though? Um, Not as an assist, but so you can assist me in feeling safe. And I'm just gonna roll deception really quick because Riku's trying really hard.
I'm gonna roll a contested insight just for fun. You don't have to roll high, Mira, because guess what? Guess what Porridge got?
Oh, bless. That is a 3. A nat 1.
Porridge wholeheartedly believes this child. They have so much trust in. They trust this child would not lie to them. They have spent a whole afternoon with this child. Therefore, they know this child very well. This child would not lie to them. This child needs their help, and they will help this child.
Like, he's not even trying to lie. It's more of just he's trying to phrase it in a way that Porridge...
Just trying to...
Well, like, that Porridge will actually accept so they can get help.
I know this, and I love him so much. I am just gonna roll something here. So, are you still holding your arms out?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna roll. Yeah, actually, I am actually gonna roll for this because then that's a +5. Let's have a look. Come on, Porridge, do this well. It's not bad. It's not great though. So that's a 14. You see Porridge look at you and they nod their head and say,
Affirmative, objective, assigned to, username, Riku, objective, escort.
And they kind of float into your arms and you see them start to change a little bit. Kind of slowly change, but they do start to... It looks like they're used to be like shiny and smooth, but they seem to suddenly, like, I say suddenly, but also over time, you just see like the texture starts to change from smooth, plasticky, like stone pebble surface kind of looking thing, to kind of fuzzy, and you do also see that the nubbins that were floating away from them have started to come towards their body. And Riku, you see that Porridge has you can actually you can roll me an Arcana check.
Alright, let's roll me Arcana. Oh dear, that was a 4 + 2, that's a 6.
Oof, you have no idea what Porridge is doing, but Porridge has done something. They don't look like they did before. They are now fuzzier. And fluffier, and the eye that used to be like, just a circle has gotten a little more pronounced, kind of like a bead of some sort. And you look at the points where the antenna on their head and the now attached parts of their nubbins are to the body, you can see there are like little stitches there. And if you touch them, they're fuzzy. And Porridge has cast Alter Self on themselves, and they've turned themselves into a teddy bear, essentially.
Well,
so
Riku is very much hugging Porridge as he starts heading back to his hotel. Because how can you not hug them?
As you hug them, you hear a...
I'm not hugging you too hard, am I, Porridge?
That is a figure.
Oh, okay. And like he just kind of slightly adjusts Porridge to just be very careful because he is a very strong baby.
Oh, gosh, I love him. He's such a good boy. And man, Mira, unless you had like other stuff you wanted to like do here, like you could just say like roll the survival, to see how long it takes for Riku to get back home. Was that in that one?
That was a 6. It takes them probably until evening to actually get to the hotel.
Oh gosh. Actually, I'm gonna roll investigation for Porridge. Alright, okay. It's not bad. You can roll me an insight on Porridge very quickly if you want.
Okay, that was...
Because, like, I just imagine you step through
7 plus insight is plus 6. 13.
Cool. Yeah, so you do notice, Porridge, they've just kind of been acting like a teddy bear in your hands. On occasion, they'd like move a little bit or shuffle, or like just on occasion, they just like bump one of their little nubbins against your arm, almost absent-mindedly. As you walk through the front door of the lobby, you can see Porridge go from like slumped teddy bear to like suddenly they are a little bit more rigid, and you can see that their head is kind of twitching from side to side and just like looking around. And you get the impression that they're trying to get a good layout for the place. You can just kind of hear like little noise coming from them. And they're looking at windows and they're looking at doors and they're looking at people, and you just hear like as they do so. Yeah, they're mapping the place out as you make your way from the lobby up the hall, up the stairs, or the elevator, however you get to your room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just gonna hand wave how he gets up there, because I honestly don't know where his room is in the
Scene change is how he gets up there.
Yeah, there's a scene change, and Riku is now kind of just blink, blink, blink in his room, and it's nice and cozy.
Gosh. How long does this last? Let me just check. Concentration, that's fine. Yeah, so you're in your room now. Porridge is still in your arms. And you're gonna hear a little ding, and you're gonna see another one of those boxes come up with the white border and the blue background, and you're gonna see mission complete, objective complete, escort mission complete. And you're gonna hear another and this time you're gonna see like little bits of confetti come out from the top. As this thing pops up, and you are actually gonna see it shrink down, and it just seems to pop out of existence.
I feel like Riku kind of gives one final hug, probably triggering a squeaky toy noise. And then he
just hug himself.
And then Riku's probably gonna if Porridge really needs to go, Riku's not gonna fight them, because even though he was kind of skirting around the topic, if it looks like Porridge can make it on their own, Riku's not gonna try and keep them.
So I'm gonna roll an insight for Porridge, because I'm gonna see if they can see that Riku wants them to stay.
Mhm.
Oh, Porridge mate. Porridge mate, that's an 8.
Well,
It's a whole 8.
I am going to say, though, it's kind of visible on Riku's face, because he is baby. he
Okay.
is not putting on a mask or anything. Like, he's just kind of like, but it's also kind of clear that Riku is, if Porridge really needs to go, Riku's not gonna stop them. But gosh, it looks kind of lonely in this room.
Just rolled an investigation for Porridge to look around the room and see what it looked like with an 18.
Like, there's a cozy bed, there's a bedside table with a lamp, there's a little kitchenette thing and a little fridge, little microwave, stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty cozy, but with that 18, you quickly come to the realization that it's just Riku here. There are no adults anywhere. There's no sign of there have been anyone else besides Riku staying here.
Oof, okay. That Porridge is gonna float back out of Riku's arms because they might look like a teddy bear, but they can still float. Although their nubbins are now firmly attached to their body. And they just turn around in their fluffy glory and look at Riku and say,
Username Riku. Where are your parental units?
Oh boy, we're opening this can of worms.
"Oh, this started soft and then this started."
I mean, it can still technically be kind of soft. It's just there we are dipping into a tiny bit of angst. But we're not gonna dwell, I think.
I think we've already dipped in a little bit of porridge.
True. We're just equally dipping a tiny bit of angst. Like, we're just seasoning this FPS. It's fine. But
Just a sprinkle.
Riku kind of visibly winces and goes, back in Furuma?
I'm gonna roll another insight. Come on, porridge, baby. Okay. That's a 12.
You get the feeling that Riku's not here
Go ahead.
because of his parents letting him.
Okay. Porridge is just gonna look around at the microwave and the little fridge, and they are. What would you do here, Porridge, mate? Okay. Right, okay. I'm gonna look around. They're gonna look back at Riku, and they're just gonna ask. They're just gonna ask.
Username Riku. Are you safe?
I mean, as safe as Billstown can be. I'm looking for my mom. Dad, Ren, and Papa are back home. In
Ooh,
Furuma.
okay. Porridge is gonna you're gonna see the antenna, which again was kind of lying parallel to their snout. You're just gonna see that antenna perk up and look eyes with you and say,
I parental figure your mother. Username Riku. What is her username?
What's my mom's name?
Riku.
Her name is Umi, like the plum tree.
Porridge nods their head, and Mira. I know we didn't discuss this beforehand, and we didn't know this was going to come up. So if you want to tell me no on this, that is completely fine. I was going to roll a history check to see if Porridge would be able to tell anything about Riku's mum.
Well, I will say, go ahead. I may or may not be able to give you information, though.
Gosh, I don't think you need to. They rolled a 4 plus 5.
Oh, bless. With a
9.
9, you might have heard rumors about a really rich lady who lived in Tezukanada for a bit, leaving for a trip and then not coming back. Like, that's all you really know.
Cool. I will say then that as Riku says that name, they are just going to see once again Porridge's eye go from green to blue, and the blues cycle around, and then with a bing, Porridge is going to have their eye flash back to green, and they're going to turn towards Riku and say,
One match found. Last known. Location was in Kanada.
Oh, yeah, that's my mom's home country. She, I think, left before meeting my dad. So, I'll eventually get over there, but Mom had some letters, here, addressed here to Villestown, so I'm kind of tracking them down, seeing if anyone really knows where she went. And I think right about this time, there is a bird song and a little tap 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 at the window of
Ooh.
Riku's window, and Riku kind of turns around and then goes, "Oh, Umi-chan!" And he goes over and opens the window to reveal a Japanese warbler who kind of flies in and settles on Riku's head with a chirp.
Oh man, okay, so I just rolled a very quick thing. Don't worry about that. Porridge just turns their head towards this bird, and you can see the arrows of her eyes swivel around again and touch the pupil. As they squint at the bird, I'm gonna roll nature to see if they can tell what this is. What's your modifier, buddy? It's a 14. That's a 14. I would say they know. Would you say they know it's a Japanese warbler? Or
Yep.
not Japanese warbler,
Yep, they would know it's a
warbler or
bird.
something?
They also realize that it's a real kind bird,
Ooh.
and it looks very
Um,
comfortable nesting into Riku's hair.
Porridge is just gonna perk up and then float over, and they're just gonna look at the bird and say,
Oh, the friend, the familiar.
She's a friend, but she's been with me since we moved into our dad's right before, well, not right before, but a little bit after mom disappeared. Um, well, not a bit after, it was like a year after. But I met her, and she's been following me ever since, and she followed me from Furuma. And I found her underneath a plum tree, so I called her Umi, but then I realized that it's technically my mom's name too, so I guess their parents, maybe my mom came into existence underneath a plum tree. And now Riku's just kind of thinking about that.
um, look, I would love to say that Porridge is taking all that on board, but Porridge is not taking all that on board. There is a new friend to be had, so I'm gonna roll animal handling. Oh, Porridge, baby! Oh, it's a -1 in animal handling. Oh no, baby! Oh no! I've got an 8.
The nubbin, let's say you try to reach out to like maybe gently pet the bird, and your nubbin rubs the feathers the wrong way, and she kind of just fluffs up a little bit, and there's a mildly irritated bird noise, because I can't remember what a Japanese warbler's call sounds like right now. But she kind of just gently pecks your nubbin, not to hurt, but just kind of in a reproving, don't do that.
I just imagine as she pecks the nubbin, like a little bit of fur comes off, and like little tufts of like. 'Cause Porridge looks like a teddy bear right now still. It's just like little bits of fluff come off, and Porridge pulls the nubbin away and says,
Oh, you are a naughty bird.
I don't think she likes being pet like
Yes, a
that.
naughty bird.
There's another ruffle of feathers as the bird kind of indignantly looks at you, and then kind of reaches down and like just kind of gently pecks Riku on the forehead before flying off to settle onto the top of the wardrobe.
Porridge is just gonna watch the bird go, just squinting at it, the best way that they can. Um, Eyes again, not narrowed, but the arrows are again touching the pupil of the eye in a weird kind of squint before, you know, turning themselves back towards Riku, and they're just going to yeah, they're gonna. What are you gonna say here, Porridge, mate? Come on, work with me here. Uh, they're just gonna just like sorry, I'm trying to think of the words that Porridge is gonna use here. How are they gonna phrase this? Um, Alright, there we go. Okay. Porridge is just gonna look at Riku again then, and they're gonna float towards like the fridge, and they're just gonna like tap it, and look back at Riku and say,
The required sustenance before best.
Um, maybe a snack. Uh, and I am gonna say, since we've been running for an hour and a half, uh,
"Expect us to go this long?
we
Just
might
keep going."
we just kept going. It's fantastic. I love it. But like, we should
Gosh.
probably wrap up
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Just say that, Riku goes in, gets their snack, has like a bit of like tea and water before bed, and gets themselves settled in. And Porridge is gonna drop their alter self, and you just see like the hair kind of like recede off of them. It doesn't like it kind of fluffs off and then disappears in a weird like slight shimmer of magical light. And then Porridge is going to float over to the closest window towards Riku. I don't know where that would be, if that's next to his bed or if it's somewhere else.
Well, I kind of picture it's to the side of the bed. Like, it's not like directly above the bed, but like it's kind of to the side of it.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, Porridge is going to float over to that window, and they are just going to hover there, and they're just going to monitor the outside. And they're gonna hang out there for the night, and they are just gonna look around, and then they're just gonna look at the bird, squint their eye a little bit, a little suspicious, just like, watching you, bird, watching you, naughty bird, naughty bird. And they're just gonna keep guard for the night.
I feel like there's like a little bit of a stare down between. I'm gonna, for confusion's sake, I'm going to say Mi-chan instead of Umi-chan because Mira, accidentally gave both the bird and the mom the same name.
Keep your record straight. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mi-chan works.
Mi-chan. Mi-chan is the
Mi-chan.
bird, just for my own sanity's sake. And Mi-chan just kind of stares at you. Kind of, you get the feeling that she is also kind of suspicious of you. But she's also settled down for the night with a quiet little chirp. And Riku just kind of bids you good night, and he is out as soon as his head hits the pillow.
Nice. I'm really sorry to like run this on a little longer.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
fine.
ask you to roll me. This is probably gonna be like you wake up the next morning.
Mhm.
Could you roll me perception, please? This is just to see how long something takes.
Okay, that is a 21.
Nice. Okay. You wake up. Mi-chan is probably still having a good sleep, or maybe even wake up to her birdsong in the morning. But you have a look around, and Porridge is nowhere to be seen. You will see on like I imagine there's like a bedside table next to you, because it's a hotel. You have bedside tables in hotels. On the side of the table, there is like a flat piece of paper kind of thing. Looks a little weird. It's got like a white border and a light blue background, and on it says objective complete. Flight. What did I say earlier? Flight simulator.
simulation. Yeah.
And now you just have that. It's just a little completion card.
Aw. Riku's gonna put that in his hammer space.
That's it. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah, Sammy. Riku. I am playing Riku here.
I'm playing Riku today. Different boy, different sunshine child.
Yep, different Sunshine Child indeed. I'm just gonna put that in his notes.
Yep. I just wanted to do it because I rolled a sleight of hand earlier to see if you noticed Porridge putting that in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, you have that now. But yeah, unless there's like a finishing scene you wanted to do with Riku, I think we can end it off there.
Honestly, I feel like we could end it here and just have it kind of fade to black with Riku putting it in his hammer space and just kind of smiling to himself.
Man, I did not expect us to go on for a minute and a half, not a minute, an hour and a half.
Honestly, I was having a blast. It was
I'm
fantastic.
glad you were having fun. I just expected this to be under an hour because we got to the point we wanted to do within like 30 minutes. And that really
But then our characters kept wanting to talk. It was fantastic.
me. Like usually I have to go on for at least an hour before we get to the point. yes, it was good. Thank you for playing with me, Mira. This was
Thank
really
you for
fun.
having
I'm glad
me.
these two got to meet.
Same here. And like,
Yeah.
just Riku really cares for this robot. He now has adopted 2 robots. / they have adopted him.
Look, I'm afraid to say that Riku, you've been added to the baby list. You're on the mental registry of baby in Porridge's head.
Bless. Anyways, we should probably say goodbye to our future audience. Goodbye.
Yes.
Thank you for
Thank you for listening,
listening.
everyone. This was grand.
Bye.
Let